In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Specialist League that Sorare announced in the Sorare community update a few days ago. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Specialist League. I'm going to show you my team for this upcoming game week for the Specialist League and what I think it means for progressing within the game. If you're excited for the video, please leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's just get straight into it. So, Sorare released a Medium article explaining what the Specialist League entails. So, as follows, managers will need to apply their skills and scouting knowledge to build lineups featuring players with low, medium, and high average scores. We'll aim to have at least one Specialist League tournament every game week. The requirements and considerations are as follows. A limited number of players will be allowed from the same club. Card bonuses and captaincy bonuses will not apply. There's an example here. So a maximum of 2 players with the L15 equal to or greater than 65 and a minimum of 1 player with an L15 equal to or less than 40. And they just give a second example there. So in terms of the Specialist League, it's basically replacing special weeklies, right? So we used to have one special weekly every week, but to be honest, they didn't really put too much effort into it. They always said they would down the line, and we're now down the line. And yeah, they've added the Specialist League and they have added the Underdog League as well. And every month there is Legend utility as well. So they're like 3 different things, but in this video we are just only going to be speaking about the Specialist League. In terms of the Specialist League, there's going to be limited, rares, and super rare versions of those leagues. It's not just going to be limited every week. In game week 260, at the bottom here, we've got the Specialist Super Rare League. So in terms of progression, you know, you play with your super rares, but you can win a unique. I know that doesn't apply to everyone probably watching this video. Game week 261, there's a Specialist Limited League, so 100 prizes on offer, rare and limited. And then game week 262, there's a Specialist Rare, so you know, you enter your rare cards and you have a chance of winning super rares and rares, which I think is super cool. And then game week 263 is a Specialist Limited, again winning rares and limited. So we're just going to have a look at the team that I've entered for this upcoming game week 258. This weekend is a limited Specialist League, so cards allowed only limited. It's a minimum of 2 players with an average score of 40 or below in the last 15, and a maximum of 1 player with an average of 60 or above in the last 15, and then a maximum of 2 players from the same team, and you're not allowed to captain anyone. I went out, bought a few players. I didn't put like a crazy amount of thought into the players I bought. Of course, I had to strategize in terms of the 2 players with L15s below 40, which I used Sorare data for. So basically, I just went to Scout, I went to Player Finder. Yeah, I just toggled between, you know, defenders, midfield, and forwards. I unticked this. I kept the tick for the past 15 games. I then moved that down to 0 and moved this to 40. I unticked these 2, and then I filtered by, you know, the game week that I won, which is 258. I kept it as limited. And yeah, I just had a look at the players, to be fair, and had a look at, you know, their matchups. You know, obviously this tells you their game that they're playing within that week. You know, found a few players I liked. I was after Adamian, but he was a little bit expensive, and so was Thuram. I didn't really want to pay too much. I didn't want to spend a crazy amount on limited because I don't really play limiteds, to be fair. Since they've given legend utility and my legends are limiteds, I kind of need to build a limited like core group, especially a goalkeeper for sure, so I can play the limited legends special weeklies when they come around every month. And one that stood out to me was Jordan Morris. They're playing Minnesota away. I ended up picking up one of his limited cards, and the other player I picked up was an Aaron Long, which I got for a nice price of like £20. I'm not sure what he's trading at right now. So I went with Camilo Vargas as my goalkeeper. I wanted a goalkeeper that's going to have a bit of utility, you know, over the summer. He's a little bit old, you know, he doesn't fit my under 23 criteria, but my limiteds are like a separate thing. Like they're not part of my like under 23 strategy. I went with Joseph Akumo. His L15 is 58. Vargas's, sorry, is 56. Aaron Long's is 39, so he's my one of 2 L15s under 40. Rodrigo De Paul, his L15 was over 60 to be fair yesterday, but he did play for Argentina. He scored like 50 something, so his L15 is now dropped to 53. So I don't have any players actually with an L15 over 60. Maybe I'm at a disadvantage because of that. It is what it is. And then Jordan Morris, like you saw, has an L15 of 40. So yeah, I qualify with Jordan Morris and Long. There's no captain. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see how it works out, to be honest. Of course, when the next limited Specialist League comes around, I might not be able to play the exact same players I have now because their L15s might change, of course. So, you know, you have to keep tabs on that. You can't just keep sticking in the same team. Well, you could if their L15s don't change, of course, but I guess that would be unlikely. As you can see, nearly 8,000 entrants, which is crazy. I'm guessing a lot of limited players are moving over from like All-Star Limited or whatever region in the Limiteds and just combining all their players and playing them in here because, of course, you can win rares, which I think is huge. And not only can you just win rares, you can win star rares. So somebody could potentially win a Kylian Mbappe rare card worth God knows how much money now, $15,000, $16,000 or whatever it is, with a limited team. And it's not like a meta limited team. This is going to be a limited team with requirements, as you obviously saw, right? 2 players, L15 under 40, maximum of 1 over 60. Like, there's not going to be a meta to this division, I don't think. You're always going to have really good players like having bad patches and they're going to be thrown into the mix, but you've got to expect that. Like, you know, that's just part of the game, of course. Players come in and out of form. But I do really think you're going to see a lot of variation in these leagues because I think a load of the teams are going to be so different. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see how this really plans out. Like I said, I really think this aids progression massively. You know, being able to win rares, and not only just rares but star rares for the top 3 positions, and then from 4th to 13th tier 1s, which, you know, would be unbelievable for anyone who just has limited galleries. And then even tier 2s, you know, you can sell some of these tier 2s for some decent profit and maybe build yourself a little ETH grinding team if you're just in limited, you know, just by winning a tier 2. That could be possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Of course, you know, the probability of winning is going to be tough because, you know, 8,000 entrants, 48 people are going to win a rare card. You know, limiteds to win as well, down to 500. But ultimately, everyone's looking to win those rare cards because, you know, it's going to help them progress along the game. Same for when the specialist rare league comes around. Everyone, you know, that owns rare cards can then try and push up to super rare, and then obviously super rares to uniques. I do really think the game has been missing this progression, if that makes sense. Prior to this, obviously there's been a few special weeklies where you could win uniques, to be fair, with some limiteds, you know, but that was like kind of like a one-off thing. But before that, there wasn't anything really that aided progression. But I do really think this specialist league is going to help with that. It's not going to mean that every manager that owns just limited cards right now are going to eventually move to rares. Like, it's going to be tough, like, but the game's meant to be tough. It's not meant to be easy to win. So yeah, the competitiveness and the variation, I think, keeps this league really fresh and just really exciting to play as well. In terms of how much my team cost, the most expensive player was Camilo Vargas at like £180. I'm not sure what he's trading at now. We can have a look. 185. So yeah, he's roughly the same price as he was when I bought him last night. He's by far the most expensive. Rodrigo de Paul was £89. Aaron Long was 19. I did buy a Mickey Lendl, who I'm not sure if I'm going to play yet, but I only paid £8 for him. He is getting on a bit, to be fair, 35. And then Jordan Morris cost me £69 and Akumo cost me £54. So just shy of £400 I think I paid for this team. But like I said, I needed the limited goalkeeper. Later on down the line, that will help me in terms of giving my legends utility because, of course, they're limited legends and I'm going to need a limited goalie. So that was the idea behind, you know, spending £180 on Vargas. I'm super excited for the Specialist League this weekend. Like I said, I didn't put a crazy amount of effort into scouting. I feel like with the amount of time that I put into it, I've come out with a decent team. You know, maybe I'm at a disadvantage that I don't have a player that has an L15 over 60. Like I said last night, technically Rodrigo de Paul did, but, you know, he played for his country against Ecuador, as you can see here, scored a 53, which brought his L15 down. So I'm not going to go out now and buy another player with an L15 over 60. I'm more than happy with my team. And yeah, just super excited to see how it all plans out, to be honest. Hopefully, you know, the top 48 winners are players who just have limited. That would be great. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Very hard to tell. It'd just be really nice to see that progression, you know, give players something to strive for, you know, in terms of moving up the rarities. I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you are new to Sorare and you're looking to sign up, there's a link in the description of this video that will get you 1 free limited card once you've purchased 5 from the new card auctions on Sorare. Good luck for the upcoming game week, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.